From the sudden passing of rising stars to the heartbreaking loss of golden era legends and shocking headlines that left us all in disbelief, the community has said goodbye to far too many. Today, we're honoring their memories, looking at their legacies and the tragic circumstances that took them too soon. Walter de Vargas Aita. Walter de Vargas Aita was a 5-time state bodybuilding champion from Brazil who competed at a high level in his region. He married Andrea Carvalho Aita in 2021. Aita died at age 41 on September 7, 2025, after allegedly being stabbed 21 times by his wife at their home in Chapeco, Santa Catarina, Brazil. According to police reports, the attack occurred while he was sleeping, with the knife hitting his jugular, head, torso, arms, and legs. After the initial assault, he attempted to escape, crawling through corridors and into the apartment stairwell, where he ultimately died. Gruesome crime scene photos showed blood throughout the apartment and stairwell. Police alleged that Carvalho had been obsessively stalking her husband since March 2025, convinced he was having an affair. Authorities claimed she drilled holes in apartment walls to spy on him, photographed him while sleeping, and sent threatening messages containing knife emojis. Audio evidence allegedly captured warnings that he would pay for his supposed infidelity, and Aita was heard saying he couldn't continue living under the constant threat of being stabbed. Witnesses reportedly heard him cry, "My God, why are you doing this?" during the attack. Carvalho was charged with homicide aggravated by futile motive and difficulty of defense and remains in custody. Wanderson da Silva Moreira. Wanderson da Silva Moreira was a 30-year-old Brazilian bodybuilder competing at the time of his death. He had a known history of high blood pressure, which would prove tragically relevant during his final competition. On May 10, 2025, Moreira collapsed and died during a bodybuilding competition at the José Abreu gym in Campo Grande, Brazil. Witnesses reported he appeared unsteady before collapsing on stage. Despite paramedics treating him for nearly an hour, he was pronounced dead, with local media reporting he suffered a heart attack. According to a friend who accompanied him, Moreira had complained of feeling unwell before the event, but insisted on competing anyway. He left behind a wife and 2 young children. His coach posted an emotional tribute on social media, calling him not only an athlete, but also a great friend, a family man, a man with a big heart who is always ready to help those in need. The tragedy shocked both judges and spectators at the competition. Luz María Barrera Agaton. Luz María Barrera Agaton was a prominent 36-year-old Mexican bodybuilder and beauty influencer with significant accomplishments in the sport. She served as vice president of the Yucatán Association of Bodybuilding and Fitness, owned a gym in Mérida, and sponsored bodybuilding tournaments. Her competitive achievements included being crowned fitness champion at the 2017 Mr. Mexico contest, winning the female bikini category at the Mr. Olympia amateur competition in Spain, and being named Queen of the Motul Carnival in 2024. Barrera Agaton was found dead in a hotel swimming pool at the Coco Resort and Via Hotel in Motul, Quintana Roo on June 4, 2025. She had been vacationing with family and friends and was last seen socializing around the pool before retiring to her room around midnight. Her body was discovered hours later. What makes this case particularly concerning is that authorities have not ruled out foul play. Just 2 weeks before her death, threatening banners were discovered outside her gym, which she reportedly removed herself without informing police. The president of YAFI expressed sorrow, remembering her overflowing joy and simplicity. Zunilda Hoyos Mendez. Zunilda Hoyos Mendez, also known as Amy, was a 43-year-old Colombian professional bodybuilder who had built a successful career in the sport. She met her husband, American Jared Gelling, 4 years before her death through their shared involvement in professional bodybuilding. The couple had no children and reportedly spent much of their time in Dubai. On June 19, 2025, Mendez was found dead at her luxury home in the Higueron West residential area of Fuengirola, Spain. Police discovered her body with injuries indicating she had been killed with a hammer. Her husband, Jared Gelling, 46, was found with knife wounds consistent with suicide. A friend had filed a missing person report after not seeing Mendez for 5 days. According to her niece, Euladis, Mendez had frequently described Gelling as aggressive and wanted a divorce. She had planned for the trip to be her last trip with him, a farewell. Her bodybuilding coach, Brandon Ray, posted a tribute noting they were just 17 days from competition and wrote, "Domestic violence should never be taken lightly because it can leave many with a heavy heart." Barinder Singh Gumman. Barinder Singh Gumman was a celebrated Indian bodybuilder with an impressive competitive record. He won the Mr. India contest in 2009 and placed second in the Mr. Asia competition. He also competed in Arnold Schwarzenegger's prestigious Arnold Classic bodybuilding competition. Beyond bodybuilding, Gumman pursued an acting career, appearing in films including Kabaddi Once Again in 2012, Marhavan in 2019, and Tiger 3, 2023. Gumman died at age 42 on October 9, 2025, after going into cardiac arrest during shoulder surgery at Fortis Hospital in Amritsar, India. According to reports, he had been hospitalized after rupturing a muscle in his chest and was experiencing shoulder pain. He was cremated in Jalandhar on October 10th, where politicians and artists gathered to mourn. Tributes poured in from prominent figures, with senior Congress leader Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa noting how Gumman illuminated Punjab's name across the world through his discipline and ability. Indian National Congress member Pargat Singh highlighted that Gumman was a devoted vegetarian, built his body with discipline and grace, emphasizing the respect he commanded in the community. Ricardo Nolasco dos Santos, Cadu Santos. Ricardo Nolasco dos Santos, better known as Cadu Santos, was a successful Brazilian bodybuilder who achieved significant competitive success as an 11-time bodybuilding champion. He won a prestigious regional muscle contest twice and built a following of over 13,000 on Instagram, where he shared fitness tips and documented his personal life. Santos died suddenly on October 20th, 2025, at just 31 years old. His father, Amaury, announced the devastating news on Instagram, calling it the saddest day of my life. The cause of death was not specified in the reports, though there were mentions of a stroke or heart issue circulating. Just months before his death on July 19th, Santos had proposed to his girlfriend of 4 years, Sabrina Woolman, on stage in a moment captured and shared on Instagram. In his final Instagram post before his death, he had shared a tribute to his cat, Baki, who had suddenly died. In the comments of that post, friends and followers posted remembrances for Santos, with many expressing shock at the loss. Diana Arias. Diana Arias was a Brazilian nutritionist and influencer with approximately 200,000 followers on Instagram, where she shared nutrition and fitness content. At 39 years old, she had built a substantial following in the health and wellness community. Arias died on November 13, 2025, after falling from the top floor of Unique Towers condominium in the Parque Tamandaré neighborhood of Rio de Janeiro State, Brazil. The circumstances surrounding her death were particularly troubling. She had been taken to Ferreira Machado Hospital around 6:30 a.m. that morning, with cuts on her body, and was in moderate condition, but she allegedly left the hospital without being discharged. She was found in a communal area of the residential property, with her partner calling authorities. Sources reported the couple had argued just before her death. An investigation into her death was launched by the civil police of Campos dos Goitacazes. Many followers paid tribute on her Instagram posts, with messages expressing disbelief and sorrow. One wrote, "Rest in peace, my friend. May you calm your soul down there with our Father. Sorry we couldn't help you." Mark Taylor, Meat Axe. Mark Taylor, known as Meat Axe, was a 50-year-old bodybuilder from Melbourne, Australia, who had competed in bodybuilding for many years. Beyond the sport, he was a street artist since his teenage years and was globally recognized for his street art and murals, building a unique dual career as both athlete and artist. Taylor died suddenly on Saturday evening, February 15, 2025, while taking his 5-year-old son to a birthday party. He suffered a medical emergency while driving and was found slumped inside his car. Despite efforts from paramedics, he died at the scene before his wife, Renee, who was 3 hours away leading a retreat, could arrive. He left behind his wife of 4 years. They had celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary just days before, and 4 children. A heartbreaking statement on his Instagram account announced his passing, calling him a devoted father, husband, and friend, an artist whose legacy and love will forever live on. A GoFundMe page was set up for funeral and childcare costs. Fellow bodybuilders and fans expressed shock at his death, with many noting he was far too young. Jimmy Sedek. Jimmy Sedek was an Australian bodybuilder and coach who built a successful career in fitness from a young age. He began competing as a teenager and was crowned Teenage Mr. Australia in 2002, followed by winning the Junior National Championships in 2005. Beyond his competitive achievements, Sedek became known as a dedicated coach who helped others improve their physiques, sharing his training and dieting expertise gained from over 2 decades in the fitness world. Sedek passed away suddenly in mid-October 2025, reported around October 21st, at a relatively young age, leaving behind his wife Verity and their 2-year-old son Apollo. No cause of death was immediately disclosed publicly. A GoFundMe page was established by friends and family following his passing. The bodybuilding community remembered Sedek for his kind personality and generous spirit. According to tributes, Jimmy had a way of making everyone feel seen and cared for. He never hesitated to help someone in need, offer a laugh, or show up when it mattered the most. He was remembered not only for his incredible physique and competitive spirit, but also for his kindness, dedication, and love for his family. Faramarz Azizi. Faramarz Azizi was a successful Iranian bodybuilder and Asian champion from Shahryar. During his career, he achieved significant titles including NPC Armenian Champion, Champion of Asia in 2018 with a 3rd-place finish in 2013, and won gold 4 times as Iran's hero, while finishing in the top 3 8 times overall. Despite his success, Azizi faced controversy when he was reportedly removed from the national team roster, despite winning a gold medal during qualifiers, which caused significant debate within the Iranian bodybuilding community. Azizi passed away on November 14, 2025, at just 30 years old. While his cause of death was not officially confirmed, the Kashmir Radar reported it was from cardiac arrest. His death was particularly shocking to the community given his youth and recent competitive success. Adding to the tragedy, his brother Farhad, also a bodybuilder, had recently undergone a heart procedure. RX Muscle reported on his passing, stating, "We send our deepest condolences to Faramarz Azizi's family and the Iranian bodybuilding community." Azizi was described as well-known and a popular figure who left a significant impact on the sport of bodybuilding in Iran. Christina Bitner. Christina Bitner was a Texas-based IFBB professional bodybuilder and fitness influencer who had built a substantial following of over 95,000 Instagram users. Known by her handle @WeightsandCakes, she was unique in the bodybuilding community for combining her fitness pursuits with her talent as a baker, regularly sharing photos of her elaborate decorative cake creations alongside her fitness content. She was also a stepmother to 5 children and was married to her husband, Brent. Bitner died on Sunday, July 13, 2025. Just 3 days after celebrating her 41st birthday. According to the Justice of the Peace's office for Medina County Precinct 4, information about her cause of death had not been released. Her final Instagram post, made on June 30th, showed a towering pink and white birthday cake decorated with a carousel figurine topper. The bodybuilding and fitness community expressed deep grief over her passing. Fellow IFBB pro and influencer Anahi Rosales wrote emotionally, "I woke up with my heart in pieces, praying it had all been a bad dream, but reality hit hard. Yesterday I lost one of my best friends." Another IFBB pro, Janet Bloodworth, remembered meeting Bitner backstage in 2020. describing how she calmed her nerves and how they remained friends ever since, calling her a beautiful person inside and out. Tacanne Ferrer. Tacanne Ferrer was a prominent Brazilian wellness athlete from Rio de Janeiro who achieved multiple titles throughout her career, including overall Mr. Rio, 3-time Top 1 Master Champion, 2-time Top 1 Senior Champion, and Top 2 Senior Champion. She was a leading figure in the wellness division of bodybuilding and well respected in the Brazilian fitness community. Ferreira passed away on April 3, 2025, at age 40, though one source lists her as 41 from a sudden heart attack. At the time of her death, she was in Sao Paulo, attending the renowned Arnold Classic event when she suffered the fatal cardiac episode. The sudden nature of her death shocked the fitness and sports community. A memorial mass was held in her honor on Friday, April 11th at 7 p.m. at the Nossa Senhora de Conceição parish in the center of Rio das Ostras, the city where she resided. The fitness and sports community bid farewell with deep sadness to Ferreira, recognizing her contributions as both an athlete and a leading figure in the wellness world. Hayley McNeff. Hayley McNeff was a former fitness influencer and champion bodybuilder who left a profound impact on the bodybuilding community in the 2000s. She earned state titles in both Maryland and Delaware, and won the East Coast Classic in 2009. McNeff was featured in the 2005 documentary Raising the Bar, which examined the lives of competitive bodybuilders. She later stepped away from competition to pursue graduate studies in psychology. Growing up, she attended Concord Carlisle High School and the University of Massachusetts Amherst, excelling in equestrian, board diving, and skiing. McNeff passed away unexpectedly at her home in Sudbury, Massachusetts on August 8, 2025, at 37 years old. The Massachusetts Executive Office of Public Safety and Security confirmed in November that she died from acute intoxication due to a fatal mix of heroin, fentanyl, 4-amp, cocaine, and norbuprenorphine. Her death was ruled an accident. Her father Dave told People, "Hayley was like a beam of light in this world. She had boundless energy and was very determined to achieve whatever she set out to do. We love Hayley very much. We miss her madly." Her official obituary noted, "She had a gift for making those around her laugh and feel welcomed. Her energy and determination was a constant in her life." Lorena Blanco. Lorena Blanco was a Spanish IFBB professional bodybuilder and Spanish champion in several fitness categories who turned pro in 2023. 2024 season, she competed in 7 shows around the world, with her best finish being 4th place at the Tahoe Pro, which earned her qualification to compete at Miss Olympia in Las Vegas in October, considered the pinnacle of female bodybuilding. Just over a week before her death, she competed at the Gomesa Ultimate Battle Pro in Medellin, Colombia, where she ranked 12th overall. She trained at Club Fluvial de Lugo in her native Galicia region and was coached by her husband, Isi Bolanos, who's also well known in the bodybuilding world. Blanco died on July 28, 2025, at just 37 years old after collapsing at her home in Lugo, Spain, on Saturday morning from a suspected heart attack. She was rushed to a nearby hospital but was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Her funeral was held privately with only close friends and family in attendance. The fitness world responded with tributes. Canary Islands bodybuilding group Pioneers del Culturismo Canario Español stated, "We send our most sincere condolences to the friends and family of Lorena Blanco. Rest in peace." Another organization wrote, "The fitness world mourns a legend. R.I.P. IFBB Pro Lorena Blanco, 1988 to 2025. Some commenters discussed the potential risks of high-performance training, with one noting, "These sudden heart attacks happen to a lot of high-performance athletes." Craig Licker. Craig Licker was a Massachusetts native and a 20-year IFBB professional bodybuilder who began his career in 1995, competing in the Niagara Falls Pro Invitational and Houston Pro Championship. After taking a sabbatical from the sport, he returned in 2015 to compete at the Chicago Pro, placing 12th, and Tampa Pro, placing 16th. According to fellow bodybuilder Dave Palumbo, who began coaching him in 1995, Licker had a really gifted structure and discipline for bodybuilding, with exceptional commitment to his training regimen. Licker died earlier in the week of August 15, 2025, at 57 years old. No official cause of death was given. Beyond bodybuilding, Licker was known as a BMW enthusiast who spent considerable money upgrading his cars, particularly a tuned BMW M3. Dave Palumbo paid tribute on his Instagram, sharing their lifelong friendship. If you told him to eat dirt, he'd ask you how many ounces, highlighting Licker's extraordinary discipline. Palumbo continued, "Craig and I both were BMW fanatics. We'd race each other and talk car shop all the time. I'll miss our always interesting conversations and his great sense of humor. R.I.P., my friend." Park Sung-hyun. Park Sung-hyun was a South Korean bodybuilding YouTube star who had amassed over 830,000 subscribers on his channel. He was known for his openness about steroid use and his efforts to bring awareness to how prevalent performance-enhancing drugs are in bodybuilding. In a video posted 3 months before his death, Park revealed he had been battling depression and receiving psychiatric treatment, while also facing financial difficulties that prevented him from continuing his YouTube activities. Park died on January 5, 2025, at age 35 due to what his brother described as health reasons in a social media announcement. The specific cause of death was not officially released by the family. His final Instagram post showed him flexing during a biceps workout, though he mentioned feeling very lonely. Park had taken a social media hiatus before returning to post content during the final month of his life. Fans flooded the announcement with messages of, "May his soul rest in peace," mourning the loss of the influencer who had been transparent about his struggles. Ali Riza Asahi. Ali Riza Asahi was a celebrated Afghan bodybuilder who achieved remarkable success by winning back-to-back gold medals at the Global Bodybuilding Championships in 2023 and 2024, competing in the Masters category. His victories brought significant pride to Afghanistan's sports community and elevated him to the status of a national icon in bodybuilding during challenging times for the country. Asahi died on January 23, 2025, in Kabul at age 49. The National Bodybuilding Federation confirmed his death was due to an illness, with reports suggesting he suffered a suspected heart attack. His funeral was held the day after his death in the Omid Sabz township in Kabul. The Afghan athletic community mourned the loss deeply, with many noting that his achievements served as a beacon of perseverance and dedication amid the difficult circumstances facing Afghan sports. His death marked a significant loss for a country where his success had become a source of national pride. Wong Seio. Wong Seio was a prominent South Korean bodybuilding influencer and fitness content creator with 122,000 YouTube subscribers and over 40,000 Instagram followers. He was well known for creating engaging fitness-related content and had built a substantial following in the Korean fitness community. Kim died suddenly on February 3, 2025, at age 38 in what was described only as an accident, with some reports citing it as a traffic accident. His younger brother, Kim Ji-hyun, announced the death, describing Kim as someone who was always full of energy but was more delicate than anyone else, despite appearing strong. No specific details about the circumstances of the accident were publicly shared by the family. His funeral service took place on February 5th at the Guierme Citizens Funeral Hall in South Korea. Just 2 weeks before his death, he had shared a post enjoying a drink at a cafe. Devastated fans left tributes on social media, with one stating, "I feel like my heart is falling apart," while others expressed hope that he would rest in peace, and thanked him for his bright energy. Gashall Dner. Gashall Dner was an up-and-coming Mexican bodybuilder who won both the Mr. Mexico Jr. and Mr. America Jr. contests in 2023 at age 22, competing in the 90 kg and over category. That same year, he also won the Absoluto Mr. CDMX Jr. Championship. He regularly shared updates from his intense workout and diet routines on Instagram and TikTok. Notably, his father, Jorge Dner, was the homicide commander for the Mexico City Attorney General's office. Dner died in late February 2025, approximately February 19th to 24th, at age 23 from gunshot wounds to his head and stomach. He was found in the bathroom of Cao's bar in the southeastern suburbs of Mexico City after witnesses heard gunshots. According to reports, he had been drinking heavily at the bar before suddenly disappearing to the bathroom. Though he was armed when he entered the bar, the death is being investigated as a suicide. Despite there being 2 wounds, his brother Darshan posted a tribute on Instagram suggesting it was Dner's decision to take his own life, writing, "I love you with all my being, but it was your decision to leave me." Investigators reviewed security footage to determine if anyone else could have been involved. Jodie Vance. Jodie Vance was a young female bodybuilder from Texas who placed 3rd in the women's physique division of the 2024 NPC Battle of Texas. At just 20 years old, she was also working as a coach, helping train other athletes. She regularly posted motivational content, workout updates, and pictures of her physique progress on Instagram.
Don't make this mistake if you want to grow muscle and maintain it while in prep.
Her final post included the quote, "A champion isn't measured by wins, but by the courage to rise every time they fall." Vance died on February 27, 2025, announced March 4th to 5th, at age 20 from heart failure caused by severe dehydration. She was attending the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio, an annual bodybuilding event created by Arnold Schwarzenegger, not to compete, but to coach her students. She began feeling sick after attending the competition and was transported to a hospital where she was declared dead. Her family confirmed her heart stopped due to complications of severe dehydration, and that, despite all efforts by the hospital, they were unable to revive her. Her coach, Justin Mihaly, claimed Vance had used 2 extremely hazardous substances to improve her physique without his or her family's knowledge.
Jodie used 2 extremely hazardous substances to improve her physique, I assume just for the Arnold Expo, without my knowledge, my approval, without family's knowledge, their approval. But Jodie was not prepping for Arnold. She was not in peak week, so there's no reason she should have been dehydrated.
Despite having no upcoming competitions, he stated, "There's no reason that she should have been dehydrating," noting that bodybuilders typically only dehydrate before contests to enhance muscle definition. Vtorio Vto Purbazari. Vtorio Purbazari was a German bodybuilder, actor, and fitness influencer who appeared in Netflix's series Dogs of Berlin in 2018 and worked on multiple television shows and films. He was a member of the popular YouTube group Hard Gainer Crew and had built a following through his fitness content and acting work. Purbazari died on March 31, 2025 at age 44, reportedly from a heart attack while at the gym, according to his friend Saeed Ibrahim. Just one day before his death, on March 30th, Purbazari had shared what would be his final Instagram post, a health update where he mentioned he haven't been able to pull much exercise for the last 3 months, but had worked hard on my diet. He was trying intervals on the treadmill, but taking it slowly because his legs were not 100% healed yet. Friends and colleagues paid emotional tributes, with one describing being shocked and stunned, and remembering Purbazari as simply a good person and a helpful and kind-hearted person. The crew from his film Crime Doesn't Pay wrote, "The entire HAPS team deeply mourns the loss of Vtorio Purbazari. Thank you for your warmth, your creative spirit, and for being a part of our journey." Shigeru Sugita. Shigeru Sugita was a legendary Japanese bodybuilder who won the Mr. Japan title in 1972 before becoming the first Japanese man to win the Mr. Universe competition in 1976, a historic achievement for Asian bodybuilding. He also won the IFBB Mr. International middleweight competition in 1981. Sugita was famous for his exceptional calf development, which reportedly made Arnold Schwarzenegger jealous when Schwarzenegger won Mr. Universe the year after Sugita. He trained under Bill Pearl, the 5-time Mr. Universe champion. Sugita died on April 13, 2025, at age 78, reportedly from natural causes. After retiring from competition, he had opened his own gym in Gyobashi, Osaka, where he trained the next generation of bodybuilders, sumo wrestlers, and professional wrestlers. The gym was later taken over by Osaka Pro Wrestling Zeus, who planned to continue his legacy. Devastated fans paid tribute on social media, with one writing, "Sugita was a very creatively dramatic poser with an incredible physique for his day." Another competitor who had competed alongside him in the 1970s, Naba Mr. Universe, wrote, "Great physics, R.I.P. Shigeru." His death marked the loss of a pioneering figure who had helped establish Asian bodybuilding on the global stage. Guierme Guy Bull Enrique. Guierme Enrique, known as Guy Bull in the bodybuilding community, was a highly accomplished Brazilian bodybuilder who secured 5 championship titles in classic physique and classic bodybuilding. Beyond his athletic achievements, he was exceptionally well educated, holding a degree in biology from the State University of Parana, a master's and PhD in biochemistry, and was pursuing a degree in nutrition at the University Center of Moreira at the time of his death. Enrique died on May 6, 2025, at just 30 years old. Brazilian authorities confirmed the cause of death as asphyxiation due to bronchoaspiration. His partner, Jessica Bellinello, released a heartbreaking statement addressing speculation and vile trolls, emphasizing that Guy is the love of my life. He was an incredible person, full of light. The Parana Fisiculturismo Federation described him as having a giant heart who radiated energy and inspired everyone with his determination and sportsmanship. Fans flooded social media with tributes, mourning the loss of someone so young and accomplished. Eric Markov. Eric Markov was a Spanish bodybuilder who earned his IFBB Pro card in May 2025 after winning Spain's Mr. Olympia amateur competition. He was in a relationship with personal trainer Lucia Barahona, whom he described as his partner for life and credited with providing unconditional love and support throughout his journey. Markov died suddenly in September 2025, just months after achieving his professional status. His cause of death has not been confirmed. He was described as being hungry for more after earning his pro card, viewing it as just the beginning of his career, though he considered his relationship with Barahona the greatest victory of all. Following his death, Barahona posted on social media, stating she wasn't ready to process this situation and requested privacy out of respect for Markov and his family. Fellow bodybuilder Fede Guevara led tributes, describing Markov as a good person characterized by temperance and serenity, and lamenting how unfair life is for taking the best. The tragedy added to a concerning series of deaths in the bodybuilding community during 2025. Nikita Kachchuck. Nikita Kachchuck was a prominent Russian bodybuilder who earned the title of Master of Sports in Russia at just 21 years old, achieving a 350-kilogram deadlift, 360-kilogram squat, and a 210-kilogram bench press. Later in his career, he turned to synthol injections, after reportedly signing a contract with a pharmaceutical company to advertise their products, which allegedly prevented him from stopping the injections. Kachchuck died at age 35 after being rushed to intensive care with lung and kidney failure. He was placed in a medically induced coma after suffering a heart attack, but ultimately succumbed to multiple organ failure. His wife, Maria, also a bodybuilder, announced that his kidneys failed, he suffered pulmonary edema, and his heart gave out, noting that there had been many trials over the years and his resources ran out. His health had deteriorated significantly after contracting coronavirus, developing an autoimmune disease in his lungs and calcium formations in his legs, blood vessels, kidneys, and hip joint area. He was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, where tiny granules of solid immune cells form on organs. 2 years before his death, Kachchuck expressed deep regret about his synthol use, stating, "I basically ruined my whole sporting career," and advising others not to follow his path, emphasizing that no muscle size was worth losing health over. Pat Neve. Pat Neve was a golden-era bodybuilding champion who competed during the 1970s against some of the sport's all-time greats, including Robbie Robinson. He had an incredible 5-year competitive stretch beginning in 1974, when he won the Mr. USA title, repeating in 1975 before capturing the Mr. America title in 1976. He finished as runner-up at the Mr. World and Mr. Universe competitions over the next 2 years. Beyond bodybuilding, Neve was also a standout powerlifter who became the first man to bench over 450 pounds in the 181-pound class, setting a world record with a 468-pound lift. Neve died at age 78 on February 23, 2025 in Phoenix. His obituary described him as a man of unyielding determination, strength, and heart, a champion athlete, visionary businessman, and devoted husband and father. After his competitive career ended, Neve remained successful in business, which was credited to his overall work ethic and intelligence. His legacy was noted as being not just reflected in the trophies he won or the businesses he built, but in the countless lives he touched along the way. Suel Ngiraa. Suel Ngiraa was a world champion bodybuilder, best known for his success in Campeão Mundial, Brazil's pro bodybuilding organization, where he was an 8-time champion. He won 25 titles throughout his career, including one in the World Fitness Federation. Ngiraa was particularly noted for his inspirational transformation from obesity to world champion status, reportedly weighing around 120 kilograms at his heaviest, before making a life-changing decision that served as inspiration to many, especially those with eating disorders. Ngiraa died at age 40 in February 2025 after a horrific motorcycle crash. He had been riding through traffic when he collided in the back of a lorry, suffering significant injuries. Paramedics attended the scene and spent approximately 40 minutes trying to resuscitate him. He was transported via air ambulance to a hospital in Curitiba, Parana State, but died during the journey before reaching the hospital. Following his passing, numerous tributes were posted online. Social media users expressed condolences, with one writing, "My condolences to the family members," and another stating, "May God receive him with open arms." His story of overcoming obesity to achieve championship status left a lasting impact on the bodybuilding community. Fabiano Andrade. Fabiano Andrade was an IFBB pro competitor in the classic physique division who turned professional after earning his pro card through NPC appearances in 2019 and a 4th-place finish at the Arnold Amateur South America. He competed in the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro in 2021 and 2022 and achieved his best performances in recent years with top 10 finishes at the Muscle Contest Sao Paulo Pro and Arnold Brazil Pro. His most recent competition was the 2025 Muscle Contest Brazil Pro, just weeks before his death, where he finished 9th at the Muscle Contest Rio Pro. Andrade passed away in November 2025, weeks after his last competition. According to reports, his death was the result of an accident, though an official cause has not been confirmed. One source stated that he would be covered with the Olympia medal on his chest. His death continues an unfortunate pattern of losses in the bodybuilding community. Fans took to social media to send condolences and share memories, with those close to him emphasizing not only his impressive physique, but his personality and desire to help others. His passing occurred during a particularly difficult period for the sport, following the recent deaths of other notable competitors in the classic physique and other division.